But the flip side of that is it could just be a one-sided PR stunt.
One-sided PR stunt.
But it's just giving me a little bit of nitpicking everything Kim's doing. He's not drinking his water and minding his business. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So it's Melissa here with another video. You know what? I contemplated whether I was going to come and do this because quite frankly, I'm over it. I'm over Kim, Kanye, and the truth of the matter is I just really can't tell if this is real or if it's PR. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Hang on, because there's a few things that I really would like to get you guys' opinion on. So unless you've been living under a rock, you know that Kim and Kanye in the middle of a very public feud as it relates to the divorce. And I just have to say, this really has me scratching my head because I'm like, you know what? I don't know how much of this that I actually believe. So let's rewind just a little bit. You guys remember the last time Kanye went on this whole rant, tweeting about Kim had a project coming up and it gave him all the publicity. Kim was supporting him. They were all at the concert. Like it was just, ugh. So again, even back then, I was like, you know what? This is definitely PR because, you know, he goes through this whole thing and then it's like, oh, I want Kim back. And now let's remember, this was before Pete Davidson came on the scene. Remember, Kim did the bit at Saturday Night Live. That was a hit. They did the concert. It was alleged that Kim was going through some ritual ceremony that freaked everybody out about them being married or not. But then began the downfall. The things that began to creep people out. It was reported that Kanye decided to buy a piece of land, a home across the street from where the Kardashians, Kim specifically, lives. Now, you know what? Going through a divorce, separation, or whatever, that gave me creeper vibes. Of all places, I understand co-parenting. Now, if there's something that they agreed on, perfect. This was contested by Kim, and as obsessed as Kanye comes across as it relates to Kim and his other girlfriends, like Kanye comes off as very controlling. Ladies, if you know what I mean, like drop a 1 in the comments to let me know what you think about that. What the heck is going on? But then we have Pete Davidson. At that point, I wasn't sure if that was real until Christmas. When I saw that Pete was over to the house with the matching pajamas with the Kardashians, I said, oh, listen, that is real. So, of course, fast forward. So now we have Kim seemingly in a relationship. Kanye, over the last couple of days, have been wilding out. Are we here for this? Like, I know doing what I do here on YouTube, yes, this is really good for content. The human side of me is like, there's no way that this guy is doing this for attention. That he would put himself out there, put his children out there, put his ex-wife out there just for PR for everybody to go stream his music. He goes Instagram live. I'm always here for the tea. Like, I don't start anything, but I'm very observant. The voyeurist in us absolutely want to see all this play out. But like I said, as a mother, as a wife, number one, going through all of that is hard enough. If this is a true divorce that we're watching, it should not play out the way it is online. The back and forth, the war to roses. But instead of roses, it's the West. Now, here's the thing. Kim and North alone has been on TikTok for a very long time. I have seen clips of North busting in on Kim as she's chilling. They were setting up a party. North was giving tours. Like, this isn't anything new. This week, Kanye had time. So again, if we're dealing with someone that's a master manipulator and just picking, because that's what it's coming off to me a little bit about. Because if you really had a problem with North being on the internet, being on TikTok, then Kanye goes on this whole rant, as you can see here, about TikTok. This is my first divorce. Well, we know Kim has had a few marriages, okay? And so, you know, he's going to throw a little shade and be like, oh, this is my first divorce. I don't know. Should she be allowed on TikTok? This doesn't sound fair. A couple of days prior, I think it was prior, not after this TikTok, he claimed that Kim wouldn't let him take the child. I think it was after. Would not take the child to a basketball game out of state. Here's the thing. When your ex is Kanye, I'm not quite sure. I would let my kid, not that I think Kanye would harm them. I really don't think he would. But you just don't know how he would manipulate that situation and them as a whole. That's what I'm saying. So, tweeting out. But then he got the attention that he wanted. Now, again, as you can see, there were people that were coming for him. There were people that were like, listen, this is not the place, not the time. Candace Owens, the Candace Owens, decided to chime in and give a nod to Mr. Kanye. And why did she do that? Because this is on the heels of Azalea Banks coming in with her opinion. And like, listen, y'all are being manipulated. Listen, even Tasha K has weighed in on all of this. He could be right. You handle it in court. You handle it out. Listen, TikTok, Twitter can't help you in your divorce proceedings. Especially if you're going to do, what he ended up doing is deleting everything. Social media experiment that we see between Kanye and Kim. And I'm telling you, I can't even recall when I've seen something like this play out on Twitter daily. I don't know when the last time, between a husband and a wife. Usually it's a situation, a blow up, and boom, we're getting off. I mean, I'm thinking of Tisha Campbell. I'm thinking of Jennifer Hudson. I'm thinking of different people that have had situation. Lala. It was like boom, boom, in and out. Kim and Kanye are dragging it on. But so, given a very long statement, which is very unusual for her, generally speaking. Kim will post a photo in a minute, as you can see here. And she let it be known. Like, listen, first of all, I'm the sole provider. I'm the person that has the kids. And I'm just trying to navigate this divorce, this situation, as well as parenting as best as I can. So knock it off. So here we are, days later. Everything's disappeared on Instagram. All this stuff he's alleging. So this is why I am kind of suggesting that it's, you know what? So that's the funny part. Part of me is like, okay, this is real because, you know, these things that are abnormal for Kim, how she's responding, lets me know, okay, this isn't a PR stunt. But the flip side of that is it could just be a one-sided PR stunt. It could definitely be something that Kanye is manipulating. So at this point, Kanye's tweeting about his, quote, black children. And I'm not playing about my black children. And oh my goodness, why did he do that? Because the internet came for him as far as that's concerned. Because it's like, oh, now they're black. You know, that whole thing. Just kind of digging up stuff. Well, the other thing that I thought was interesting, custody piece. They said, we see through Mr. West's attempts to paint himself as the victim, to paint himself as the alienated father. We recognize his attempts to weaponize the children to avoid accountability. We recognize his attempts at gaining sympathy, utilizing Darvo tactics. And so this is an actual organization, folks. And they're like, listen, don't buy into Kanye's antics. And that's pretty much what Kim is saying. And the Darvo tactics are alienation, distraction, victim blaming, harassment. And that's what it is. Like, a lot of people are really, really saying him moving across the street from Kim is kind of like stalkerish. It's a little bit harassment. It's a little bit mind games. It's giving like all of that. And again, like I said, we're not privy to a lot of the behind the scene conversations. I would guess that Kim is like, I didn't ask him to move there. Leave a comment down below. Would you be creeped out about that? Also, taking a look at this custody piece tweet. Do you agree with them? It is definitely coming off like that. But the problem is when you're dealing with Hollywood, one really never knows because everything is so manipulated in Hollywood one way or another because they truly believe that all PR, all press, all attention is good attention because it's going to direct you back to streaming. So that's my question for you. Like, are you okay with this in the sense of, okay, not are you okay? It leads me back to this question. Are we that easily manipulated? I know that I'm not. Like, if I don't want to stream your music, I'm not streaming your music. So your drama, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to listen. I may read. But then even after a certain point, I'm like, I don't care. But none of this attention-seeking behavior would make me stream his music. Leave a comment down below if you're like, yeah, I fell for it before. Who is all of this going to hurt? North is of the age at the end of the day, at least when she turns 18 and gets older, she's going to see all this stuff play out. But the bottom line is, as a result of that, none of this needs to really play out online. So maybe it's that drive, that impulse to get that attention. It's weird. You're at the hospital, you're getting a checkup, and the first thing you do is you go live. Why are you going live in this moment? Why is it their first recourse is to tweet out, hey, I can't find my kid? And it was, you know what, let me rephrase that. It wasn't that Kanye couldn't find the kid. I think Kanye was just upset he wasn't at the party and he found out everybody was at the party. And so he had to manipulate that, but only to find out they decided that they were going to do two separate parties. But in that moment, let's just say Kanye really wanted to go to the party. To me, the last thing he needed to do was to go live on Instagram. What were the people that were on live going to do? Going live, putting it out there. And I'm just saying that maybe we should think twice. And when I say we, I'm just saying collectively, we as human beings, because that doesn't mean, because I'm not doing it. So maybe perhaps we have lost the disconnect of human interaction and looking for quick affirmation and attention because you're not getting it. So you know how when you're in an argument or something like that and you're just like, oh, if you're keeping it private, you just deal with whether someone agrees with you or not. What I see happening is I'm taking it to the internet. I'm going to be validated one way or another. And it seems as if Instagram, social media has become people's validation at the cost and the sacrifice of everyone else involved. So much so, Kanye retweeted a post of Kim's cousin. So that Kim's cousin contacted Kanye. So again, talking about family. Hey, how you doing, the kids? And he's like, listen. And then she was wrong because she parlayed that thing and started asking about the Yeezy shoes. But my point is, first of all, I wouldn't text Kanye anything because he gonna blast you one way or another. I would not listen. At some point, he's gonna put your text on blast. But then, what was the purpose of him publishing the tweets from Kim's cousin? And this is, I mean, you see what he said. Oh, look, these are people, this is just an example. No one contacts you unless they want something. Well, sir, if that's how you really feel, I understand that. But what is Twitter going to do? What is Twitter going to solve? So anyway, folks, I'm done rambling because as much as I'm grateful that this ain't me playing out on the internet like that, the other part is like, we just really have to sit back and see if this is some sick social experiment. And I'm just gonna say that on Kim's side, she's being authentic and she's getting exactly what we've seen. And I think that Kanye is definitely being manipulative. I think it's a mixture of manipulation and him knowing that he has a project coming out. So if that relationship was all of that, he wouldn't be caring about what Kim's doing. But it's just giving me a little bit of nitpicking everything Kim's doing. He's not drinking his water and minding his business. So I'm going to keep us abreast on this. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you think that this is just PR. Don't pay any attention. This is the games that the Kardashians play, or if this is a game that the West play, or if you think this is a bitter divorce and a man who is mad that she's moved on and he's going to smear her as much as he can. Please let me know. And if we need to, we'll talk about this on Thursday. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Be kind, because you never know what people are going through. Anyway, I'm out of here.